Okay, New York session took one trade on GBPUSD. Coming into New York session, very clearly saw this move on the H8 bullish breakout bar, closing above previous week high, closing above previous day high, and closing above the daily range high. Weekly traders and daily traders are in bullish breakout. There are ranges here on the daily. Outside bar creates a range, but we are pushing above that range high. So bullish bias here. Also like that we flipped that weekly breakout level and got above the previous week high. Weekly traders are in trend reversal. This cycle only happens at swing points. And monthly is also looking good. We broke out below previous month low and then rejected the move down and then flipped that monthly breakout level. So monthlies are in false breakout. Again, that cycle only happens at swing points. Something else I liked here, we have a bullish breakout bar on the setup time frame, the 3 months, as well as bullish directional bias. Whenever we have directional bias with the breakout bar, I'm always looking for a trend retracement setup. I want to see price retrace back to that breakout level, fake out the momentum time frame, and then enter as price flips that momentum time frame breakout level. So picture perfect trend retracement setup here. Only issue is that I wouldn't trade this directly on the daily chart. I definitely would want to drop down to lower time frames and get better risk to reward. But the market is fractal, and if I do see my setups on higher time frames, I know exactly which direction to trade. So lots of bullish confluence here. Quick buy section, all bullish. Basically, all I'm waiting for is this bar to close, confirming that breakout. So once it confirms that breakout, everything I'm looking for is satisfied here, and I'm looking for a trend retracement setup. Trend retracement setup, I want to have higher time frame directional bias, which we have. Then I want to see breakout bar at key levels. We have that on the H8 as well as the H2. And then I want to see price retrace back to the breakout level, fake out the momentum time frame, and then take the trade back up to the highs and possibly higher than that. So I trade the trend retracement setup on the bar itself, execution time frame right there at the bottom. I trade the H8 bar on the M5. So here I am on the M5, and the setup is for price to retrace back to that breakout level, fake out the momentum time frame, and then look for a trade back up. Also saw it on the H2, and the setup on the H2 is for price to retrace back to the H2 breakout level and fake out the momentum time frame, which is a little bit too low, but I don't mind that. I was basically waiting for which one of these would set up first. One thing that I was aware of is that we do have the previous day high over here as well as the previous week high. I don't really want to trade right into a higher time frame that just got faked out. Faking out that higher time frame, that's the first sign of a reversal, and that lets me know what current price action is doing. So any setup I take, either on the M5 or M2, I have to enter as price gets above that previous day high. I don't want to trade right into that. So I kept that in mind and basically just waited for that momentum time frame to get triggered. I don't do anything until the momentum time frame gets triggered, and I'm looking at the M2 at the moment. And then once that momentum time frame gets triggered, at this point, I am looking for one of my alignment patterns. So in a trend retracement setup, I want to see price retrace. Once it retraces and triggers that momentum time frame, I'm looking for one of my alignment patterns here: reversal, continuation, or pullback pattern. And the one that showed up over here, we have the M30 breakout level, breaking out of a high, and then we're faking out the low above that breakout high. And so this I know is a continuation pattern. We have the breakout high, price came up, faked out the low above that breakout level. And so I'm looking for one of these entries to take this move. These blue setups, all of these blue setups on the charts here, all of these you can drop down to lower time frames and then look for a lower time frame entry. And that's exactly what I did. Once price came down, trigger that M30 low, I want to trade the M30 bar. If I hover over this execution time frame, the M30 alignment, I trade on the 30 seconds. So I drop down to the 30 seconds, and you can go as deep as you want, or if you can trade on that M2 if you wanted. But for me, I was sitting and watching this, and usually when I'm sitting and watching, then I'll drop down to try to scalp the move. So over here, I'm looking for those patterns again. I can clearly see that this is going to be a false breakout move. We have the M10 breakout level right here. Price came down, faked out the low. That's a breakout reversal. And then I'm looking for price to flip that breakout level. So simplified version of these patterns is right here. I'm looking for this move. Breakout, breakout reversal, and then flipping that breakout level is a false breakout move. That's a reversal pattern. So pretty much just waited for price to get above, and once it did, then I entered upon continuation. And then the move on these ones, I'm looking for, as per the trend retracement setup, to take the move back up to the highs. And that's what it did. Eventually it got there. And I took 2R off of this move. And that's it. So initially saw that move on the H8. Saw the move on the H8 and was looking for that trend retracement on the H8 where I traded on the M5, but did not want to be trading right into those previous day high and previous week high levels. And so also looked at the M2, which also set up nicely, and ended up taking that trend retracement setup on the M2 and entered as price got back above the previous day high. And that's it. H2 trend retracement. So initially it was the H8 trend retracement, but ended up taking the H2, and that's it. Now it looks like price is continuing up. And I don't chase these moves. Definitely got to wait for these to pull back. And I can already tell you that I'll be looking for trend retracements when these bars close, but still valid. But anyways, I'll talk about that and if I do take it or not. But anyways, that's the trade I took. 2R H2 trend retracement, and that was it.